All right.
Let me get the...
So we are recording. Awesome. So we've got Colleen here. Hey, Colleen, thank you for coming. Jay,
Hi, everybody.
Joseph,
Thanks for having me.
Jay, Joseph, Nicholas, Katrina, Conrado,
Oh,
Conrado
wow.
Alvarez.
Where's everyone from? Colorado. Everyone all over the place.
All right. Now I've got to see, have I let everybody in here as well? I've got to see. Sorry, I am learning as I go with this new Zoom webinar. I'm making sure I let everybody in properly because it's completely different to my previous meetings. All right, so we've got Georgia in here. I think everybody. Okay, sorry guys, you cannot put your videos on for some reason. We need to figure out. We've obviously missed the setting somewhere. You should all be able to ask questions as we go if you unmute yourself or put your hand up or put a question in the chat. Hopefully that works for everybody. And if you have any questions as we go through, we are figuring this one out today. We'll get this one. We've been doing this for months in our normal sale with like Zoom meetings, and it works. We knew how to do it. And today is not that day. Anyway, thank you, Colleen. We have got wonderful Colleen McCartney here with us this morning. So we are going to chat about how to convert more leads with personalized follow-up, which is one of my like super favorite things to do. Because sorry, I got another person in here, Gary. Hey, Gary. Another Gary. Good man. What an awesome name.
So many Garys. I'm here for it.
So we love personal follow-up and the way that we can do personalized follow-ups through CRMs, through SMS, all those kind of things. We've got AI and chat and all these kind of things now that we can do. So we're gonna have a chat about that today with Colleen, who's gonna no death by PowerPoint. We're gonna just explain a few things, use some PowerPoints to just explain a few things, but talk about how we can do that, diving into behavioral triggers that help send the right message at the right moment and to increase engagement and conversions, and then look at some of the trends in automation that are working now so that we can maximize those things out of our CRM, how to close more deals. And like we have so much AI these days, right? AI is
Hmm.
amazing. Love AI. You should all be using AI, right? But the human connection is like so powerful, like building that little rapport, talking to people. Um, we do stuff now like where I send out like live, sorry, not live, but I create a personal video for every person that signs up with our system. People love it. So like, oh wow, I can't believe it took a minute to do that. So we're going to talk about all those things. Colleen, before we get into that, would you just like to just explain a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, who you serve, and that would be great.
Absolutely. While I introduce myself, I'd love it if everyone that's here in the chat introduce yourself. Like, what industry are you in? And because I come from the organic social side of life, I want to know who here leverages a personal like Facebook group who actually uses their personal side of life to develop relationships with their clientele. This way, that kind of helps me curate a little bit about I want to make sure we're making the most of our time and that I'm speaking to everyone's actual pain points and things that are going to help them move the needle forward because your time is the most valuable asset and you're choosing to spend it with us tonight. And I want to make sure that you're getting the ROI for your time. Um, I'm a super neurospicy entrepreneur over here, and maximizing time is really important to me. And I want to make sure that I am serving you with what you need to go be awesome. So I'm a gold SaaSpreneur. I run my SaaS called Nerdly. We started with SaaS, and I thought I was going to be serving network marketers. Turns out that's not at all who I serve. Um, we now serve coaches and agencies and local businesses. We have launched over 25 high level agencies at this point, and we are got four more in the works through our agency incubator. And all of this is done with organic social outreach. We have never ran an ad. We focus on building real relationships with real people and having real conversations that help identify, do they have a problem that you can solve? And if they do, then it is your responsibility to speak to them in a way that helps them understand that you have the solution and you have to talk to them in a way that empowers them, right? Because again, ADHD and TISM over here, I want to nerd out on the tech. I want to fall down a rabbit hole, be like, oh man, let's do, you guys, have you played with Manus? Let's go get into this nerdy AI stuff, right? Which, by the way, I'm obsessed with it. And that leads to client overwhelm. And if you overwhelm them before they even are solution aware, or even as they're starting to get it, you're going to lose them, right? So you want to make sure that you're using your CRM to cue you as to how you want your system and yourself to interact with them, right? Your client will tell you everything you need to know to sell them, right? They will tell you every single pain point they've got. They will tell you uh, exactly all the bad shit stuff. Sorry, all the bad things that have happened, all the things they've tried, all the times that they have failed. They will tell you, right? You just need to be able to ask the right questions and hold space. And your job in sales, this is the big thing that I've always viewed. Sales is an act of service, right? You have to be able to hear and understand what they're saying, and then be able to process that with what your offer is, and
Mhm.
be able to speak to their problem, not to just, oh, well, I want you to buy this thing, right? Um, for example, we work with a lot of coaches, right? And I want to talk to them about, well, you need to have your SMS needs to be able to deliver, your email needs the DKIM and the SPF. And like, I want to nerd out about email engagement. The reality is, all of that is to increase sales. And I've had to learn this the hard way many times. You got to speak, as my one of my coaches says, you got to cover the broccoli you want your client to eat because you know that that's what's going to solve the problem. You got to cover it in chocolate, right? Nobody wants to eat their broccoli. But if you cover it in candy coating, it's like, oh, well, maybe that does. Oh, candy. I like candy, right? And that's super true, especially when I don't know who here serves businesses versus direct clients, direct consumers. I don't know. Do we have a mix of both? What kind of
You always want to put in the chat maybe what's the niche that you serve, if there
I
is a
think you might
niche or if it's
have
general.
to ask a might have to put up a Q and A.
Is it a
I'm not
Q&A?
sure how the chat works on the webinar.
Yeah, I
Me,
think you need to turn it on.
Georgia has posted in the Q&A when we were starting, gotta love tech. So I'm
Yeah,
assuming
I
that's
think
up there.
they have to actually post a question. That's always fun. I love tech. Tech be teching. All right, so um so we'll talk a little. I'll go for a little bit of bits and pieces, right? So if you're,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to ask
Chat is
a Q and
disabled.
A. I think
Okay.
that's a setting you would have had to change like before it kicked off.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it is.
Jay, you serve local brands and coaches. Oh, hey, I can hear Georgia.
Sorry, just piping in on the tech, Gary.
That's cool.
I love
Thank you,
it.
Georgia.
Yeah, okay. So we got some SaaS serving local brands and coaches. And okay, that's perfect. So, and the reality
Katrina's
is no
local
matter
small
who you
business.
serve, what was that?
Katrina's serving local small business, so I guess that's a generalistic one.
Okay, awesome. At the end of the day, okay, I'm also a nerd, hence my business is called Nerdly, right? Think of your business as a video game. Your client is the main character. They're the main character of their story, and they have the main storyline. You are an NPC. You have a side quest. You have to get their attention away from where they're trying to go and get them to be able to buy in that your side quest, that your whatever you want them to do is going to have enough of payoff for them to step away from what they're already doing and take the steps that you want them to, right? whether it's move to your SaaS, hire your marketing agency, uh, you want them to hire you for ads, right? Any of these things that you're providing them, they have to change their habits. They have to do something different, right? You have to be able to speak in a way that works for them, right? If you're doing bland, boring bulk messages, we all know what those are, right? We get those all day long, and nobody wants those. If your clients, and the way I look at it is, how would you feel if you got that message, right?
Are we talking
Like
about all messages, SMS, emails,
all of it. Yeah,
everything? Like trying to personalize that, make it a bit
exactly.
more interesting that people want to actually read it to start with.
Yeah, because so like again, because I come from the organic social life and I use tools like I use a social CRM so I could send out bulk messages from my personal profile. And so that's made me hyper aware of all messaging, right? Like if you get a text and it's like, oh, that's clearly automated. Like if it's an appointment confirmation, yes, please give me my automated messages. I want to make sure I'm ADHD. I got to make sure I know where everything is. But so when a client fills out a form, right, and they opt in, and you can send a follow-up message with that saying, hey, Gary, I'm so glad that you are interested in learning how to have more curated messages. Can you tell me about what you've tried before? Right? Open-ended question. Start a conversation, right? We can't control whether they respond. What we can control is, are we sending out an open-ended conversation starter that's actually going to interest them to respond back? Right? Like in the DM world, I always love, hey, with the algorithm being so crazy, like especially if it's the first one, you want to reply back and let me know that you got this message.
Conrado's got a question. He's got his hand up. If he wants to ask this
Yeah,
question
Conrado,
out.
go ahead. What you
And then I'm
got?
going to tell you one of the secrets that we do for that reply to people as well with automation and
Ooh.
making it look like a person's coming through. One of the ways that we do it. So, Conrado, you can unmute yourself, mate, if you want, and ask your question. You should be able to, hopefully.
Hey, I'm sorry about that. It was I must have pressed it on accident. I was
Oh,
just
that's
listening.
okay. Okay, mate, no worries. So, what we like to do, and what I tell people to do is, if you're doing like an automation like speed to lead, so if someone's filled in a form, all
Hmm.
right. Now, fill in the form, and you want to get to that client under 5 minutes, right? You want to reply to them in under 5 minutes. But
Absolutely.
if you do that, and let's say somebody fills in my form for my offer, whatever it might be, and then I send them a text message and say, "Hey, it's Gary here. Thanks for filling in our message or filling in our form. How can I help you?" Whatever it might be, right? They kind of know that, well, Gary didn't do that within 3 minutes. Like, there's no way that Gary's that fast, right? This is some kind of automation, right? And especially if they've done it at like 1 o'clock in the morning, right? If you're a business and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, right? They know that that didn't happen, right? So we always lead with an automated. Thank you very much for filling it in.
Yep.
Somebody from our team will get back to you ASAP, the team app, whatever it might be, right? So it's very clear that it's like an automated reply within like 3 minutes. We do that. And then we have our workflow fire off, which can be like 5 minutes after that or under 5 minutes after that, which could then be that automated. Hey, it's Gary here from such and such. I just received your details. You filled in our form. Send that one. Then send the next one. It's like, how can I help you? Are you looking for A, B, C, whatever it might be, that message. So we send like two messages broken up. So they've got a
Hmm.
really quick reply, and then they got the automation, which sounds now it's from a real person. And then they're way
Right?
more likely to believe that Gary actually texted them rather than just having that straight up front. And we'll also do that too, where, if you're going to have that, we'll normally set those up so that the Gary reply automation will still only run during normal office hours. We might only start that at like 8 a.m., for example, because it doesn't seem very realistic if they filled in my form at 1 o'clock in the morning that I'm still replying to them at 1 o'clock in the morning. So
Yeah,
that's what we kind of like to do for
absolutely.
business. So we still get to them, we still get to that lead, and we tell them somebody will get back to you as soon as possible within business hours, basically. So then when they get that
Yep.
message at 8 o'clock in the morning, which is still an automation, they're like, oh, these guys are on the ball. Gary's got in the office first thing this morning. He's got my details. Oh, cool. Yep. This is how you can help me. It's a good way to
I
preface it
love it.
with a very obvious automation, followed up by what looks like a real message.
Exactly. And that's really that's really the heart of it, right? That first message is yeah, we have to have that automated message because they need that confirmation that they did the thing and it worked.
Yep.
And it's that follow up, right? The fortune is in the follow up. I hate that saying and I love that saying because it's true and it's just it's real. People don't typically buy on that first message, right? If you continue to follow up with them and continue to have that conversation, and as they're giving you information, you're applying tags, you're tracking, like what are the lead magnets they've opted in? What are the posts like in your Facebook group, on your page? What is the social content that they have commented on, that they have liked? Because now you can infer that information in your system and know, okay, well, I see Gary opted into my my personalized DM training, and I also saw that he commented on my how to build a fire lead magnet. So maybe even though he's opted into the lead magnet about building a lead magnet, right? I can also now ask a question. Hey, Gary, like I know you're excited about this lead magnet. How are things going with the personalized DMs that you were that we were talking about on our Facebook group the other day, right? It's all that contextual data that lets your client feel seen. And it lets them know that you care about them as a human. Because that's the reality of it, right? We all want to be able to scale our business. And to be able to scale your business, you have to rely on tech. You have to be able to pull the data. However, if your clients feel like they are just being shoved through an automated AI machine, it's not going to feel good, right? And at the end of the day, building a community around your offer is what's really going to make everything super sticky. And you're then going to be able to turn your clients into affiliates, be your super fans, whether it's referrals or just coming back time after time for the next offer. What's the next upsell? Because now they have this trust. They know that you care about them. They know that you listen and they know that you have their best interests at heart to be able to level up their business or help their home get the better service that they need, right? Because I tell you, even for home service people, right? Making sure your clients are communicating that way, I will absolutely go back to the same home service provider time and time again because I feel like they're listening to me and they're communicating with me. Right? Like when I see systems that are just like not deep breath. Sorry, just massive renovation of my home right now. So I was like, oh, the things. When the clients feel like they have to go all over the place to be able to communicate with you to make sure that things are happening, they don't feel good. That doesn't instill confidence in them that you are the expert at what you do. Right. So making sure that you can track the conversations you've had, where are they in the conversation flow, right? Because sometimes you're going to have that back and forth before you can get them to move to the next stage. So making sure you're tracking where everything is, making sure that it's all systemized, right? Because ideally we scale our team, scale our business. So you need to make sure like your brand voice, your brand messaging, that you've got all that curated so that your team knows what to say when the client's talking to them, right? Even if you bring on a salesperson, you bring on a setter, they're going to have to learn how you want to talk to your clients, right? So that's where I love AI because I am really great at what I do. However, explaining to someone in nitty gritty detail how I want them to talk and how the things work, AI is going to do a whole lot better. I can just vomit my brain into the robots and then they can put a nice document together of here's the SOP of what Colleen was talking about, right? And you want to have
I love
behavior.
doing that. I like doing the Loom
It's so
video.
good.
just
Oh
randomly
my
through a Loom video, go
gosh.
here, there, catch all that, and then you take that and say, hey, transcribe this into an SOP for me. It's amazing.
Man, Loom AI is a dark horse. Came out of nowhere. Did not expect Loom to be like a core business tool that I would not be able to live without. Like it's amazing, right? And when you have these behavior-based follow-ups, you get a better conversation and you get better conversions, right? Who here runs a community, right? If you're able, yeah, right? If you're able to take the data about what they're engaging on, what they're commenting on, what are their posts about, and then add tags to their contact in your CRM so you know what they do, what they don't engage on, right? You can even give them additional points in the gamification of your, I don't know who's using the actual community portal. Like you can give them points for anything.
Yeah.
So you can give them points for posting in your Facebook group, for replying to a DM. There's all sorts of things that you can do to make them feel seen, make them feel like, oh, and it's those little dopamine hits. It's those micro yeses that really will build you that sticky client and increase that lifetime value. Because it's not just about that one sale, right? It's what is the lifetime value of that client for you, right? That's what you, and I don't know where folks are in their business journey. That is the big thing. It's not that one sale. It's what is that client's value to you for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years. And when you are speaking to them like a human, listening to their needs and making sure they know that you're listening and that you know what is going to solve their problem and empowering them to believe that they can do it, that's gonna turn like I don't even have 1,000 people in my Facebook group. Like not even 1,000. And I'm Gold Sasspreneur with 25 other agencies I've launched. It's not that you need more leads, is that you need better follow-up. You
Bit
need
of
to
follow-up and
actually have
quality, right?
conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to
I
think
mean,
about like all our clients is like my goal is to turn every one of our clients into a raving fan. You know,
yes,
it's not just
yes.
you're our client and I want to keep you and I want to retain you for 5 years so you pay me as much money as possible, right? That's not the goal. The goal is I want to keep you because you're a raving fan and you love what we do. Our product is awesome and you should be telling everybody about it, regardless of whatever it is, whether you're an affiliate or whatever. You should just be telling
Mm-hmm.
people because like our product's cool. And also you know that the company, and the people behind it, it's like me and Carlos is, my left-hand guy here. He's amazingly helpful as well in our community and our support and our responses. And we are humans at the end of the day. Like
Mm-hmm.
we don't kind of BS our clients. We don't bullshit our clients. Like we don't have them come on and do like sales calls, like you were saying earlier. Like we just come on and just kind of listen to what people are saying. Okay, what's the problem? How can I help you? That's the first thing I do. Every demo call, people come and go, so how can I help you today? And I just wait and see what they want. And it's like, okay, this is how we can help you with that. Or maybe we can't help you with that. Like this is not the right solution for you. Okay. There's no point, in my opinion, in selling something to someone just so I can get some money out of them today. I want to sell them something that they're going to keep and use, and then they're going to go, yeah, this is awesome. This does what it says on the tin, and the guy that sold me the tin actually gave me the recipe that's on the tin anyway. And I know when he opened the tin, it's what he told me was in it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
That
Absolutely. So,
that gives us raving fans, and we get such good reviews from like our fans, our community. Like they tag us everywhere. Like they
oh
jump
yeah.
in, they help people. We had
I
someone
see I
yesterday.
see my CRM sim tagged all the time. And it's so true. So shoot, I had a thing. Well, part of it is, I spent 15 years as a network marketer before I got into SaaS because I just didn't know how smart I was. It's all super fun. Um, and I will die on this hill. And so many people got mad at me about this. I'm like, high level is network marketing for nerds. That is exactly what this is, right? I mean, when you look at it, it's all about having conversations, right?
Yeah.
Not to mention the different ways you can get paid and build, but it's about building relationships and having conversations with people, right? And At the end of the day, how much effort is it to go find a new client? How much effort is it to over deliver to your client and then now they go sell someone for you? It is far easier to ensure that your fulfillment is in order and that you turn your clients into super fans, right? If a client hasn't referred someone to me yet, I feel like my job in the sales isn't done because they haven't seen the value. They haven't had that aha moment, that experience that, man, working with these people are absolutely changing the game for me. Then I haven't done my job, right?
What about using
Oh,
automation?
absolutely.
Is there a question? Okay. Oh, so sorry. Jay's got to run. No worries. Thank
Yeah.
you, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit me up anytime. I'm happy to nerd out on that. That is what I do. Oh, now I remember. So we're talking about sales calls, right?
Yep.
So I have a pretty not overwhelming. It's a pretty substantial form that I have folks fill out before I book, like after they book. And I have that go to an AI, and that gives it researches them and it preps me and it helps me understand what are their pain points based on the way they're speaking. What is it that they're looking for, right? It will go check out their socials and help me understand like who is this person I'm speaking to, right? So that I can be prepared, I can understand their needs, right? And I don't get focused on like, oh, they said this one word, and that's something that I'm really excited about and really interested in. But really giving me like a holistic view of the client so that we can have a contextual conversation. And knowing who you don't want to work with is just as important as knowing who you do want to work with. So you can say, you know what? This isn't gonna, I don't think this is the right solution. However, you know what? Joe over here, Joe is your guy.
Hmm.
And then even if you're not going to close that deal, what's more important, closing the deal or having someone you don't want to work with someone who is a better fit, and they have such a high value look of you that they would actually refer people to you. I was very excited. I actually said no to a client the other day, and then they referred somebody else who was a better fit for us, you know? And that also helps you foster partner and referral relationships with other business owners that are maybe in the same niche but a different aspect. And really, rising tides raises all ships. Like I know that's in like you hear that all the time. It is so true. The more you work with people, the more you look at what is going to serve them, what is actually going to solve their problem and not just like the one that they think they have, because let's also be real, we are all the expert, our clients not the expert, right? Especially if you're running SaaS, your client doesn't typically know what you know. And I say this to my team all the time when they're like, oh well, the client said this, I am the captain now, right? From Captain Philip, right? I'm like, the client doesn't like, yes, we want to love and care on them. However, the clients aren't the super nerds who understand and are obsessed with the platforms we work with, right? They're typically coming in, maybe they don't know, well, if you do ads, right? I can tell you, most business owners have no clue how ads work. They don't understand how social media works, and that's not their job. Their job is to be able to answer your questions so you can understand what they need so you can actually solve their problem, right? And one of the big things is having a CTA that feels human, right? Having a CTA that actually like makes sense to them, like, hey, let's have a call. And like on your thank you pages, have a video. Why not? Have a video that's of you talking about whatever it is that they just opted into, that they just said yes to. Even if it's not a purchase, if they filled out a form, they have exchanged energy with you, right? They have given you their information because they have some sort of belief that you can help them. That make sense?
It does. With all that, what about leveraging? So we talk about that. We've got automation, then we've got our personal brand. How do we
Hmm.
effectively leverage the two? And then there's a point where they combine, right?
Hmm. Absolutely. And that is where AI comes into play, right? especially if you're scaling. And it's not to say that you're just going to like run it through ChatGPT in a workflow, right? I'm not necessarily going to be it, like if I have, it depends. Like if you're bootstrapping it and you're wearing 1,000 hats, yeah, AI is going to help you make sure that you're actually saying the right contextual, like having the right contextual conversation with them at the right time, right? Like knowing that, okay, so now they're in um, they were on like say they're in a stage of not yet, need to nurture, right? That's going to give you the context of what you need to say and leveraging your brand voice and brand messaging so that you can take that, load that in with where they're at, and have the AI just help you. Like, there's no reason why you should sit here and think that you need to know the next right thing to say every single time out of your brain. Right? That's putting too much pressure on yourself to, and the AI is not necessarily going to get it perfect. However, it's going to help you get in the right direction on what to say next.
Are you saying with that you've got, I just want to get an example of how you're going to use that. So if you've got someone in a pipeline and they reply to a message, are you going to use AI to help
Oh
craft the
yeah.
response that you're going to give to them, or are you just going to get AI to look at that, everything that they've done, where they are, and then send the response to them?
Let's see. Hold on. Let me go to your
Let's
message.
dive into a bit of an example if you got one.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get into this.
Let's
This
get
is my
nerd. Let's get
favorite.
nerdy. Go on, go full
Let's get
nerd.
nerdy, y'all. Okay, so um I've got you. I'm gonna open you in the sidebar. Oh, you're not even in my system yet. Okay, we're gonna add you in now. Let's say conversation lead identified. Let's do that. All right, so now you are in my system here, right? So I'm going to put you into.
Okay.
What was that?
Oh, sorry, I couldn't see your screen. I had to just flick to the other tab, and
Oh,
then
is it? Okay,
yeah,
am
it
I
popped
sharing
up, and
right?
then it went. Yeah, it's all good. Can everybody see? Give us a little thumbs up or something if you can see Colleen's screen, or if you
Okay,
can't.
cool. So I'm going to come in here and I see you're in lead identified, right? And I'm going to move you into conversation started, right?
Mhm.
And hold on. Do I need to make it bigger? Where is it? My computer's been acting super fun on me. So, right. So I'm going to say you're in, right, conversation started. I'm going to come up here to say send a message. And I want to go to my MTS and I want to say I want to create a new message. No, not the, where is it? Where are you? Hold on. Ah, here we go. AI generated. Best next message. So this is telling me based on the stage that we're in and the descriptions I've given on each stage, what to say based on my brand messaging, my brand voice, and where you are in my pipeline. And then I can just send this out via my personal DM. Like this isn't always perfect, right? But it gives you a good framework to get started with, right? Like I wouldn't normally send it with like all the different emojis, but this gives you a good framework of like, okay, great. This is someone that's in my um they're in my pipeline. I'm just getting the conversation started. So
Yeah,
maybe I would come
I've
in
just got your
here.
message too.
I love it, right? So now let's go here. I'm gonna move you into, let's go here. Uh lead qualified, right? If I go into send message on Facebook, uh, what what is this one going to say now? And so what's really helpful is it can. Okay, well, it's not lever doing that one. So let's compose prompt. Um, uh, to I want to ask Gary about his SMS delivery and how uh that that is going and what he has tried before, right? Because that's where you guys are superstars in getting that SMS out, right? So that's likely to be a thing that you're going to ask about. So now it's asking me here, what specific aspects of SMS delivery do you want to know about? Success rates, platform used. So let's talk about success rates and platforms used. Um, getting people to respond, right? Are there any particular challenges Gary has faced getting people to respond? Um, do you want to know about his past experience with SMS delivery in a general sense, or their specific campaigns or tools? General sense. And is there a particular outcome or information you hope to gain from this conversation with Gary? I want to understand his pain points so I can speak better to a solution that will solve his problems. Let's see what we got. Hey Gary, I'd love to chat with you about your SMS delivery experience. How's that been going for you? What platforms have you tried? And have you faced any challenges getting responses? I'm curious to understand your pain points better so I can help you find a solution that really works. Now, I hate this ending. I would never say looking for to hear from you, Gary.
Lovely
Like,
to hear from you.
AI is really great sometimes, and then it's really not. Now, what I would do is sign off every single message with a nerd emoji, because shocker, branding. Um, so it's really about having this help you. Like it's AI is 9 times out of 10, it's not going to give you exactly what you want. That's just the reality of it, right? It helps you get in the right space to be like, okay, right. We're at this part where I'm supposed to ask questions and I want to know about a pain point so I can help him see the solution. AI is
That
going to help you just get your words together.
that tool there as well. I know that we use that same tool. Um, that's perfect for using with your staff, right? Outsourced staff, because then they can
Oh,
do those
yeah.
messages instead of you. Because I mean, I see that. I don't use that because I know what to say. For me, like I can reply to things that I just talk. I do talk to text all the time. People who get my messages, there's spelling mistakes all over it. I'm just like, okay, let's just go out the door, right? But that I love for using staff so that they can do it. You say, hey, this is the way you need to apply things
Exactly.
because it helps so much in terms of like speed for training. Talk about speed to lead, but speed to
Hmm.
train someone. Now we can get someone on board and they can be they can basically be up to speed with ChatGPT and let that work out the answer quicker than they can because it takes them months to go through. They got to read support documents, they got to understand things, customer journeys,
Yep.
all that's in the knowledge base. Say, hey, you need to ask those types of questions, and this is going to give you a framework for an answer, and that will be 9 times out of 10, it's like good enough anyway, just to go out because the person on the other end doesn't necessarily know the exact answer anyway. That's why they're asking the question or whatever it might be. So you're going to get a very good response out of a team, and when you're scaling, better than you're going to get out of them, even with 4, 6, 8 weeks worth of training. Like they can be out the gate and giving really good replies straight away. So that's why I love that
Yeah.
kind of stuff with AI. We use that. But I
Yeah.
also use
And
a lot of people reply to my stuff. My favorite one is people reply to those messages and they go, "Is this Gary or is this an AI bot?" And I'm on my DMs all the time, so I pick them up and I always just send a little voice message back to those. Just go, "You got the real Gary," instead of to them, and then they laugh and it's
I
like,
love it.
but then that's building that human connection, right? Because I am listening and reading and I'm seeing all this stuff. I might not personally be replying to all of it, but I know everything that's kind of going on. Keep abreast of it.
Yeah. And so Georgia, the tool is Group Track. Here, I'll put some info and I'm actually gonna have for those who are in it, whoever is attending and whoever wants, I actually have a training I put together about pulling all of this together with some great swipe copy for y'all. So Gary, I'll just send that over to you or whoever is here. So I'm so used to going live on Facebook, I just mentally assumed that was what was happening.
It
I was
should
like,
be.
oh
It
yeah,
should
just
be.
comment.
Yeah,
Like
it
I was
should
like,
be,
yeah,
but our
just
thing's
comment
not working.
playbook and I'll follow follow up with you because I got magic tool. I can just send you a DM and tag you and track you on the internet and have real conversations. Um,
Well, we
but
will
yeah,
upload this to our Facebook group and we'll tag you when we upload it. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not going live right now. We're talking to
but if
Jenna
anyone here
anyway. We're going to have Jenna
was
come
that
on and we're going to have Jenna come on and talk about this as
amazing.
well. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. So and really getting your team to where and if anyone wants to go check it out, you can go check it out. I'm actually official partner over at Group Track. That's how I got into High Level. I was running their help desk for since they launched until they had me working with their agencies and their affiliates, and they were like, "Oh, hey, I stumbled across High Level," and I was like, "Wait, what is this? Wait, what can I do?" So and finally getting some next level stuff being put into their high level integration. Very, very excited. It's been a long time coming, and I've been harassing them, and they're finally getting the things done. Especially with their whole platform redevelopment. So I'm really, really excited about 2025 with Group Track Plus, High Level, or My CRM Sim. Like, there's so much you can do, right? Imagine that someone opts into a form. Yeah, you get your automated text message, but then you also send yourself an internal notification or a Slack post with here's their here's their profile, and go send them a DM. Now, talk about a personal follow-up and really being able to show them that you're there. You're getting a personal DM from somebody. You can't fake that, right? Like, yeah, you can do some bulk stuff, you can do all that, but really, then being able to follow up with them and be like, "Hey, I'm so glad that you're into this," and continuing that conversation makes a massive difference, especially when you're looking at that multi-channel approach, because you've got text messages, you've got phone calls, you've got Facebook and Instagram, right? It's about knowing what platform do they want to be on. Yeah, getting them in text messages, that's going to be super easy. And that's also really easy for us and managing. However, if you know that they're on XYZ platform, like most everybody is on Facebook, right? Like, so getting, like, being able to go back and forth, or say that they commented on a Facebook post and then being able to follow up with a text message, right? Like, being able to change where that conversation is going is so dynamic and engaging with your audience. It makes a big difference in uh, being able to have more contextual conversations, right? So, like, making sure, like, whether it's forums, content engagement, and if they haven't responded in, like, 24, 48 hours, you know, throw out a voice note to them, right? Like, actually have a different mode. That's where this multi-channel approach can come in really handy. Because if you may not even realize that they may just be viewing, like, okay, well, these text messages, maybe your messaging is off a little bit and it feels automated, or it doesn't feel like it is having a real conversation. If you can then flip it over and then go send them a DM, or send them a voice note, right? It's changing the dynamic of that conversation, makes a big difference.
Yeah, we get a lot of people through because we do SMS, obviously, email, Facebook DMs, and then we've got like our group. So we have some messages in there,
Yep.
content that goes out. We do these webinars like this, our YouTube videos, all those things combined together, basically. For, like, you have to be multi-channel these days. You can't just go, "Oh, I'm gonna be a specialist in this channel." I just don't think. Yeah, I mean, I guess
No,
maybe
I
the
mean,
problem
you
is,
don't even own your content on most of these platforms, right? You
yeah,
just don't. So you need to be able to meet them where they are, especially as the market changes, right? You never know. Like, as things shift, you want to be able to go where your audience is going to be, and make sure, and having that on the multi platforms is making sure that you're protecting yourself, you're protecting your business, and making sure that um like, if an email bounces, right? And if all you have is their email, what are you going to do? Right? Like, we have this really cool automation that we built out that if an email bounces, they immediately get a text message from us. "Hey, Gary, I just shot you an email, answer email to here. Is this the right email? It didn't seem to go through.
okay.
Do you have a new email address you want me to update?" right? And if they reply back with their email, I send them a test email. I'm like, hey, Gary, I just, in SMS, I just sent you a test email. Can you reply back and make sure that we got that? They reply back, and then I send them a text message again, right? So being able to leverage your system and the automations within it to really feel like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go check my email and make sure that it went through. Okay, great, right?
Sort of
Like that feels like
quality
something that,
over quantity again, right?
yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. It is all about the quantity over quantity, right? Like if you had 1,000 clients and half of them sucked, like that you didn't feel good surfing them, they drained you, they complained, and it just took all of your time and resources, like not that's not great,
Mm.
right?
Don't have those
It's
clients.
no, I no, we I've gotten really good at firing clients. Um,
We had one
because it's
yesterday in
not fun
our
for anybody.
we had one in our group yesterday who and I'll talk about it because we've left it in our group anyway, but they came in, they signed up, they were having some issues and they were basically demanding that someone jumped on a phone call with them like immediately there and then. And I don't even know what
Oh
time it was
no.
where they were. It was like for my time it was like 4 o'clock in the morning or something. We have 24/7 live chat, we have help there. They directed them to the right channels, go, hey, put in a
Yep.
support ticket. The support ticket was answered like several times. There's a lot of back and forth in their support ticket saying, hey, look, it looks like this is the problem on their end with their browser and stuff. Then they just
Usually is.
then they just took to our Facebook group and complained in there and just commented on thread after thread and didn't even like I get it. When people have problems, I encourage people to do this. If you have an issue, like this is our community, come in there. If you've got a problem, this is my problem. I'm having an issue with this. Can anyone help me? Like like most of the time, I'll be the one replying to it. We get other people reply to it. Say, hey, yeah, look, have you been here? Have you tried this? There's a document on that there. That's perfect, right? Love that. People do that. That's what community is for. This person just like comment after comment after comment after comment. It's like, slow down. We're trying to help you. We can't keep up with your thread here. We've directed you for this. You've got a support call booked in. Our clients were diving in, just going, mate, calm down. Like, and we ended up I just left one last comment said, we've just refunded you. We think that that's best for everyone, and just refund them and cancel their support things. Said like we'll all move on with our lives here because everyone was getting involved in this thread. It was interesting to see, and that's what I talked about going back earlier about building like that raving fan base. Like we had our clients coming in there saying, "Hey, this all works fine. This sounds like user error." Basically, there's a lot of people commenting on that. We had one of our clients who jumped on a Zoom call with them to try and help them out. Just said, "Hey, look, let's get on a call. I'll see if I can help you." So all of our clients came in to support, but this person, you know, as I say, they were one of those people that you're never going to satisfy them. Even if we'd have jumped on a call with them there and then, if it had been possible, then they would have expected that forever and a day. Obviously, we have to like we're all business owners here. We have to like we've got to serve our clients and do the best we can, but there's also some boundaries that you've got to put in place, right? I mean, I'm not going to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to jump on a phone call for support with someone like that. It just can't happen. Um, so you've got to understand that some of those clients they will just drain you forever, and they're
Yeah,
not clients that you want to work with. You want quality over quantity and clients that work with you and understand will become your raving fans, will support you, you support them. There's many, many times when I've had clients DM me and they go, "Oh, I just don't know how this works." And just go, "Here you go. Here's the link to the knowledge base." And they go, "Oh, cool. Didn't know that. Brilliant. Sorted." They love you. They love you for that because you can help them instantly. And I will help anyone like that. But yeah, those clients that are they just want to suck the soul out of you. It's just like it's better to remove them and carry on and build a base of clients that will really work with you.
absolutely. Excuse me. And and making sure you have your processes in place for that kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
That's why like I know Jenna lives and dies by her personal DMs. I am a hybrider, right? I love my personal DM. And then once they become a client, I'm like, I love you and I want to serve you the best that I can, even before they get a client. Talk to my page, right? Especially your Facebook page integrates with your system, right? So you're still meeting them where they are on social media. And once they DM you once, right? you can then just change your profile into your page and respond back to them as needed. If you're outside of the window, to then be able to just DM them. Like that is our number one communication platform. Honestly, because our clients like to talk to us, right? They real people and they really actually care about our team.
Mhm.
So because also like, when you're sending, 30 texts back and forth, that can drive up your bill a little bit sometimes when you're just a bunch of chatty Cathys, right? And this way also, like if we have all of our inbound messages also we post to Slack, because I am a little OCD about that, because I've had times where I have the next automation would kick off and then I would lose the message because I didn't see it fast enough, because like timing, depending upon how many different campaigns you have going on, sometimes it can happen, not very often. All it takes is one for me to be like, all right, I need a forever solution for this. Um, and this way you can have like an actual conversation with your team, and it gives you a coaching opportunity to make sure that you guys are actually speaking to what's going on with the client. Maybe you have additional contextual information, and as long as you're there, that can be a really great way to help train your team as well.
Awesome. It's funny. Sorry, I'm just looking. My CRM just sent you a thank you for joining and running the webinar with us, Colleen. Like automation at its finest. I just saw it go out.
I love it. I love it. Right.
But that's a good
Um,
segue anyway, because we did start couple of minutes late, but I appreciate everybody's time that's come on here today, and we try and keep these to the time if we can. But I would love to
mhm.
wrap this up with three things or sort of priorities that people should do and could do today with automation to help personalize and speed up and make their life better, basically, with their lead through to a sale.
Yeah. So, three things you can do with your automations, right? Is brain. Sorry, it is almost 9 o'clock over here. So, that's so making sure that with your automations, you give them some sort of um, immediate response. When they do something, your system needs to be smart enough to respond for you, to give some sort of confirmation of a thing, right? And I gotta tell you, I'm kind of obsessed with what you said earlier, Gary, about the wait 5 minutes, like telling them someone from the team will follow up and then waiting 5 minutes and then sending them that message. That's pretty amazing. Um, Making sure that sorry, my brain. I
And
had
the
a
end of the
very
day for you.
it is like um making sure that you have behavior-based follow-ups, right? When they're engaging, when they're doing different things, making sure that they know that you're hearing them, that you're listening to them. If you say you're going to follow up, make sure that you have a system, make sure you have your automation set, right? Sorry. Yes, it is very much the end of the day, right? And make sure you're checking your deliverability, making sure that they're actually seeing it. Um, yeah, sorry. My brain has just decided to walk out the building. I apologize, y'all. Mm,
I'll wrap up with one in there that I like to put into automations after
yeah.
we've sent a few out. Is I totally fess up after they've had a few. I go, hey, by the way, this isn't really me. These are preset messages that we wrote ages ago. But if you reply, I'll get back to you. We'll read all the replies. But I'm just trying to stay connected. If you want to find out more information, we've got this here, this here. These are the ways that we can help you. Um, but like completely fess up at a point when the automations are going out because people are smart, right? They know that there's automation. That's why I like that thing. The way that we like to set that up with the confirmation for clients is like,
Oh,
thank you for opting in. This is an automated message, and then a few minutes later, it's like there's the one that comes out that the workflow that seems like it's from the real person. That way, people are more inclined to believe that someone's actually just messaged them. But yeah, if you're just getting a
okay.
message
My
every
brain's back.
little while, then people know that it's not real. So I like to fess that up as well. Just say, hey, you're
And
part
that's
of our
fun,
sequence.
right?
Yeah, it's fun.
Like
Tell
it's
people,
being
like, look,
real and you can have a little fun with that. And that it makes a big difference when you make it personable,
mhm.
right? Like if you keep trying to send automated messages without admitting that it's automated, it doesn't feel very good.
No,
But if you're like, guess what though? This isn't really me. But if you reply, I'll actually show up, right? That that breaks the it breaks the tension of someone feeling like you're asking for something.
Mhm.
Like they know that you
Bless you.
excuse me. I muted though, right? Yeah.
You did. You did. You got it in time.
Okay, cool. Okay, so two very, very key automations that we live and die by. Keyword DM to your page, right? The first thing I do when someone interacts with me is I have them DM me hashtag Chrome to my business page. And that's where I give them a lead magnet. And that's my Chrome hacks, which I deliver via a course. And then from that free lead magnet, every course I sell is listed as an upsell, right?
So sorry, just
So
explain
not
that to me
only,
again. So they have to message hashtag Chrome to
Mhm,
your Facebook page. Your
yep,
Facebook page is going to pick that up as a trigger and message contains hashtag Chrome and then give them access to the course. That's the sequence.
it's going to give them access to the course.
Cool.
And then 24 hours later, it's going to ask them which of those Chrome hacks was your favorite. I'd love to know and get your feedback and make sure that we're providing you the best value, right? Just start that conversation. Um, and then once they have that lead magnet, right, and then you deliver it via course, and then you can have in-app upsells. And I just list any new course I get just goes on that. This way I don't have to worry about can they see what other courses are available because I know they can because every person that I interact with, like when they sign up, when they opt in, I always have a DM me button. And I'll include this in the playbook as a bonus. But there's a way that there's a little way that you format the link that it will pre-populate the keyword. So that when they click the link, it opens up a DM to your Facebook business page with the keyword already ready there. All they have to do is hit send.
Yeah, yeah. That's you can do the same
Yeah.
thing with SMS. I imagine it's the same way.
Oh, you can do so much more with
Yeah.
SMS. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You guys do magic stuff with SMS. That is definitely y'all's forte. I get very excited about the things that Meta will let me get through with because they don't let me do much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and also having a bounce message automation, right? Like if you have an email that bounced, does your system automatically follow up with your client on another platform to make sure that you get that email corrected? Because I can't tell you how many times I've gotten someone to sign up with at gmail.com or
Yeah.
at yahoo.com, right? They typo things. It is a everyday occurrence. So,
Very true. Yeah, we
and that
don't
makes
have
a
that.
big difference.
That's a good. Yeah, we should. Carlos, there's another job for you, mate.
Yeah, and email engagement, right? Like, are you tracking who's opening and your text messages? Are you tracking who's responding to them, right? So that you can actually know and segment your lists. Because if you send 100 text messages and five people opt out, well, you kind of put yourself in a bad place. But if you are able to get to like 1,000 messages before five people opt out, right? Knowing who is in your audience and really being able to curate the order you deliver your messages in will make an absolute night and day difference. Because we've had some like clients with 300K lists, and it took a while for them to really understand, like, no, 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 no. Who you send the message to, the order you send these bulk messages to makes the night and day difference. Because if you just ran an ad and now you have an extra 500 names and you send to those 500 people first, they're way more likely to opt out of an ad they just opted into than people who you've been having active conversations with.
Yeah, yeah,
So
very true. All right. Well, Colleen, I know it's the end of the day for you. Where can people find you, Nerdly? Where can they
at
find all your good
nerdly.io
stuff?
on
Nerdly.io.
all the platforms. Yeah. And I can get a link over to you guys where people can just claim the free training. I'm really, really big on leading with value. And I apologize, I'm not at my best tonight. Hopefully you guys got some good value out of this. And sorry, it's yeah. I do have a pretty choice training that I'm going to be able to have for you guys because I'm a firm believer in value. You guys need to be able to take away something that is going to be actionable and helpful for your business.
Perfect. Well, if you want to, I'll grab that link off you. We'll make sure that when we repost this to the
Mhm.
Facebook group, we'll put it on YouTube. So the link to that will be somewhere, wherever it is, above, below, left, right, somewhere. There'll
Aces.
be a link
Yeah,
to that somewhere.
all the places.
All the places will have the links and the good stuff. Awesome. Thank you so much, Colleen. Thank you everybody for joining us. We will, we'll get all this posted out and we'll make sure that we get our Zoom webinars running a little bit more smoothly for next week. This is our first one with the webinar thing, but we got there. We got there. We all did.
Yeah, we did. We got through. We all learned stuff. We had positive conversation. Call it a win.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Have a good rest of the week, eh?